You are listening to the 501stCast, the official podcast of the 501st Legion. Stay tuned to global news from the front lines of the Empire as the men and women of Vader's Fist celebrate decades of promoting Star Wars, honing the art of costumes and props, and contributing to the community through charity and volunteer work.
Give me regular reports, please. Right.
And here are your hosts. Take it away, troopers.
Copy that.
All right, welcome to the 501stCast, the official podcast of the 501st Legion, Vader's Fist. Suit up and crank that comm link to 11 because it's time to deploy. My name is Mikey Bouchereau, TB60614 of the Bluegrass Garrison, and today I'm joined by...
Mike Hinton, TK5351 from Garrison, Carida.
And I'm Matt Schraeder, TB99920 from Starkiller Garrison. AP and Nitro are both away on a special assignments this week, or well, this month, I guess. So they won't be joining us in studio, but that's not going to stop us from contacting AP, who is traveling the hyperspace lanes for our Legion by the Numbers segment.
Thanks, Matt. Even from the hyperspace lanes, the ISB would never let me get away with not sharing these excellent numbers. Troopers, here's your latest personnel update. As of July 2nd, 2026, the Legion stands at 13,324 active members in the ranks. That's a month-over-month increase of 122 members, marking a 1.38% gain. Clearly, the continued antics of the Rebel Legion are inspiring a fresh wave of recruits to report for duty. This month's highlights include 58 new TKs and 58 new TIE pilots, which means the ground remains locked down and the skies remain very much under Imperial control. They were followed by 46 new Imperial gunners and 43 new denizens, proving once again that whether you're guarding the battle station, patrolling the streets, or keeping the galaxy's more colorful corners in line, there's always room for a few more loyal citizens to the Empire. Now, one note from Imperial Intelligence. We're not currently tracking the subtypes within each category, so it's hard to say exactly what kind of pilots, troops, or troopers or denizens are seeing the biggest gains. But if that's something you'd like us to start digging into, well, send us a transmission at podcast@501stcast.com or leave us a comment if you're watching us on YouTube. And finally, the biggest percentage jump this month goes to the Mandalorian Warriors, who saw a 3.37% increase from 267 warriors to 276. That's only 9 new members, but when Mandalorians show up, they tend to make an entrance. I guess the whole Mandalorian and Grogu adventure really sparked some inspiration across the galaxy. The Empire grows stronger, the ranks continue to rise, and the mission carries on. For order, for the Empire. More news after this.
This is James Collins, TB21517 from the Bluegrass Garrison, and you're listening to the 501stCast.
Right, so it is time for the recent Legion news. So I want to put a spoiler warning for anyone listening to this podcast. Fellow Legionnaires, we are going to be discussing some costumes and some information from the latest Star Wars film in theaters, The Mandalorian and Grogu. So I'm going to give you all 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, guys. So Mandalorian Grogu has hit theaters. It's been in about a month or so. And first of all, before we talk about the costumes, what was your experience, Mike?
Well, I didn't get to troop it, but my daughter and I went as hip hop Mandos. So
okay,
and we loved it. So I needed a quick costume to wear. I just felt like I would not do my costuming lineage justice if I didn't show up in a costume. So we bought some really hot polyester tracksuits and made matching Mando helmets and just wore them. And we loved it. Our only agreement when we went to see it the first time was we weren't allowed to take our helmets off till the movie started. So we kept buckets on. But
so you said the first time. So how many times have you seen it?
I've only seen it twice so far.
Okay.
I was trying to go see it in 4D, but it was just out of the driving range for like after work. So I got to see it twice so far. How about you?
For me, I've seen it 3 times. It was actually really scary the first time I saw it, I'll be honest with you. I went with my whole family, and I have a 9-year-old and 4-year-old. And while the movie, I think, again, talking about spoilers, the intro is really violent. I mean, it's all action-packed and awesome, and I loved it. But my 4-year-old is sitting to the right of me, and I'm staring at her, my eldest, and my wife going like, oh my gosh, did I make a mistake bringing a 4-year-old to see this film? Now, when Grogu came on, they were all good. It was okay, but like the first showing, like I was like a little stressed. Like I enjoyed it, but there was the dad part of me kind of not enjoying it quite as much, more worried about like, did I do the right thing as a parent here? But I have seen it 3 times. I've actually got to troop it once, which was awesome. And I mean, it was so great doing it as a troop. I mean, it was one of those things where you're there and fans don't even know. I think it was so I saw it on Thursday, and so Friday night was when we did the troop. So like the first like official weekend night that we were there in the theater, and fans didn't even know we were going to be there, right? So the theater manager, they all knew. They set us up in a changing room and everything, and we're out there, and we had like 9 or 10 people. We had some Mando mercs there. We had troopers. We had TIE pilots. We had a Mandalorian. You know, we had a Din. We had a Bo-Katan. We had a Paz Vizsla. So we had like some really good ones from there, and like the fans, like, I mean, I cannot tell you how many people were like, it was nonstop photos with everybody. We were in front of the artwork for it, and it was just a fun time. But after that, getting to see it on my own and just get to take the movie in, and actually look at the costumes, because now I have some inspiration of maybe what I want to do next, maybe before Celebration, who knows? But yeah, Matt, what about you? What was your experience with the film?
Yeah, so that's my problem. I've only seen it once, so I need to go back and watch it again so I can look at the costumes like, oh yeah, that guy, and pay attention to all the background details, things along those lines. But I got to troop it kind of 3 times. That on Friday night there was a troop, it was about an hour and a half, 2 hours from me, but real close friends with the people who, you know, were other people who were trooping it, friends with everyone who was trooping elsewhere too, but you know, real close friends with the one group that was doing this one. So he drove and did that, and it was a bit of a surprise that I wasn't expecting it. That last minute, both my wife and my daughter were like, "Can we come too?" So they came in. I think they just had, you know, they were bored that day and didn't have anything else to do. It was kind of rainy, so they came in. So it was a whole family troop. So it was really nice. Then that was Friday night. On Saturday, the local theater wanted us there from like 1 o'clock till 8 o'clock. I was like, that's kind of long for a troop. So we went at 1 o'clock. We did 2 hours, and then a lot of our members suited down and went and saw the movie. And then later in the evening, we suited up again. And so it was nice meeting, you know, people all across throughout the day doing it. And then one of the members, he owns a comic book shop that's right. So the movie theater's in a mall. He owns a comic book shop right in the mall as well. So he arranged for a special showing for some of the groups that, you know, come to his comic shop and play board games and stuff. And you see one of the people right here who got to see it. Yeah. So we went with him and we got to see it during their showing. And partway through, my daughter, who's 6, kind of got bored. So she wanted to go for a walk. And so my wife went and took her out. And then they came back and like, what the, you know, they didn't know much of what was going on because they missed part of it. And so my wife was like, well, I wanted to ask you what was going on, but I can't do that during a movie theater during the movie. So at home, we can pause it and I can explain what she missed. But 12-year-old me loved it. It was action packed. It was, you know, high energy. It was a good movie. Movie critic 46-year-old me has a few things to nitpick about it, but overall, I thought it was a fun movie, and that's what we're there for. I had a good time, so mission accomplished.
Now, did either of you get to see any of the previews? Like, so like a week before it came out, they showed the first like 25 minutes, and I lucked out and got to see those first 25 minutes, and I loved it and hated that I saw it because I didn't want to leave the theater when I first saw that. And then they were doing.
Yeah, I didn't get into any of those previews, but that's all. I mean, like that first 25 minutes, like that was the action pack. Like that was huge. And that's why I said, like, going into it, like I was worried because of, you know, you go in there and just Mando goes boom, boom, all those, you know, snow troopers and everything that's going on. Like it was awesome. But boy, was it action packed, and it was fun. It was definitely a fun movie, and I enjoyed it quite a bit.
Well, and then the costume of us all, you know, we're looking at like a snow trooper without that cover on the front for the first time.
Yes. So speaking of costuming, a couple things. Looking at Blizzard Force is actually hard at work with the new CRL for the Imperial Remnant Snowtrooper, and there's already one build thread on the Blizzard Force detachment forums. There's actually quite a bit of information there if you go to the Blizzard Force detachment forums, going through the visual reference guides that they have. But for the most of it, it does look like a few minor differences from the Empire Strikes Back one, minus the obvious things with the under mask behind it, as well as just a couple different things, just a couple little changes. But what do you guys think of those new snowtroopers with the undermask?
I'm all
I
for more
like it.
options.
Yeah. I it makes me like the snowtrooper more. Snowtrooper was never in my top list of guys, because I just can't sew. But I see that helmet, and I was like, that helmet looks really cool.
I do know that also. I'm at the IOC website right now, Imperial Officer Corps, and it looks like they are working on some things too for Commander Coin and a couple of the other new Imperial officers there. But definitely, it's one of those things where there's quite a bit of different costume stuff that came out there.
Right.
I know we made jokes about Rada being, a costume, but I mean, definitely like looking through here, like the toys. There's definitely blaster options and all the different things for the new Snowtrooper. Plus, we also saw what new AT-AT drivers too.
Yes.
That look different.
Yes.
So we saw new AT-AT drivers, and I haven't looked at Cavalry to see if they've done anything on that, but
On the commander with the helmet,
yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. So some really cool things there. So definitely go ahead. If you're interested in any of the new costumes, check out the detachment forums first, because that's where you're going to see all the details and references. And like I said, there's already a build thread for the new Remnant and Snowtrooper. And those are always fun to kind of make up and see what they have.
Yeah, well, that leads us into just CRLs in general. I was looking, we don't have any new CRLs. We haven't had a new one for a while. But when I was checking the CRLs, I just did want to remind everyone that if you want to propose a new CRL or make a change to a current CRL, there's a section in the forums that helps you start the process. There's like 6 steps. I want to say there's 6 easy steps, but they're not really 6 easy steps. But there's 6 well spelled out steps. If you're interested in that, if you have a costume idea, stuff like that, reach out to. It tells you who to reach out to. I think it is detachments. It starts at detachment level, right, Mikey? For all of those.
Yeah, it's going to start in detachment level, and each detachment kind of handles CRL progress differently.
Right.
Right now, I'm actually looking at the Imperial Officer one, and they actually have a nice little lock thread that is updated from their staff admin talking about what CRLs are currently in progress. Like right now, looking at the current CRLs that are in progress for the IOC Imperial Military Officer for Rebels, they're finalizing the proposal for it right now. Admiral Rampart the discussion is underway. Grand Admiral Thrawn, Battle Armor for Rebels. They need CRL text review. Imperial Officer Flight Suit Non-Saga reviewing changes to Compad. ISB Agent Battlefront 2 needs LMO review. So they're going through all the different things, and they keep status update of all the different CRLs. So if there's a costume you want, partner with the detachment forums. I know firsthand that a lot of the detachments and everyone I've worked with when I've worked on new CRLs has always been really excited to kind of get someone to make that costume and work through it. I know I was actively working on a thread speeder trooper for Pathfinders at one point in time. I just couldn't find the boots, and then the person who did find boots, you had to paint them. I'm like, I don't want to go through all that process with that. But it is really, really fun to like be active in that discussion to see those new CRLs and kind of help them come along. But it all starts with the detachment because they're going to be the experts with it. And it's always where you're going to get all the reference material, screenshots, caps like that. So obviously with Mandalorian Grogu characters, the new IOC members like Commander Coin, the new Blizzard Force ones, like right now we're working off trailer stuff. We're working off toys and things like that. Once the film comes out, we'll have more screen caps and details things to be able to make our costumes as screen accurate as possible. That is known for the 501st.
Trooper of the Month interview.
All right, so Trooper of the Month, we had an impressive 8 members who were nominated for Trooper of the Month for May. Often it's like half that, but 8 members. So great job, everyone out there, for doing stuff that's worthy of being nominated. And so the Trooper of the Month for May of 2026 is Kento Kasai. He's BHTKDZTXTI21211. And that says something about him with all those abbreviations before his number, right? But he's from the Japanese Garrison. He was nominated by Brian Hall, TK42114, who, coincidentally or not, I don't know, was Trooper of the Month for April of 2025. He was also part of the Crew of the Quarter for April through June of 2025. I think Kento was part of that as well. you may remember a little thing called Star Wars Celebration that happened in Japan. So, to summarize what Brian wrote for Kento, he says that Kento helped to create and support a monthly event at the local food pantry that helps people in need. Kento has been working for 2 years. Let me repeat that, for 2 years to build the groundwork for a local temple who runs the program. The Japanese garrison now proudly serves some happiness to visiting families and children. These events can be very sensitive to those who come in need, and Kento helped to find ways to make the 501st presence meaningful, respectful, and supportive. Due to his diligence and trust working with the temple, he and other members have been successfully attending these events each month, bringing smiles and happiness to families and children. Even during the busy month of May, with all the movie release events we had, he still found time to attend the pantry events. He also did an amazing job bringing focus to the pantry mission at Tokyo Comic-Con 2025 by helping to raise donations through a charity raffle and generously setting up a special one-day pass trip for several lucky pantry kids to enjoy the event. Kento has led by example that we can do more than wait for event requests to come in. He has shown how we can make a difference in our local communities if we carefully take time to build relationships and trust with local help groups. While this may seem small in scale compared to larger charity events we sometimes see, the example he sets impacts so many people far and wide. Besides his work with the pantry, Kento has always been a leader and reliable member, sacrificing so much of his time and energy to make our unit great. He's always available to help members and lends his amazing design skills without hesitation. Side note, design skills are things I do not have, so I am greatly appreciative of those. Brian went on, as always mindful to support others at troops, he provides guidance to help members suit up, making sure they are looking sharp and ready for duty. Lastly, I must add his efforts to help organize and manage Celebration Japan 2025 with me last year and the bash were immense. So much of the great success we had must be credited to him. Without a doubt, I feel Kento has proven to be Trooper of the Month, and I am proud to be able to nominate him. So, a little golf clap there. That was very well said. So first thing, how do you two know each other? I assume it's through the 501st.
Want to go, Kento, or
Yes,
shall I?
yeah, okay. We were friends before uh, become a CEO and EXO position. But when I was appointed as CEO, I needed someone I could truly trust. Uh, so Brian was a perfect fit. So I asked Brian to be my EXO. Now, honestly, it was one of the best decision I've made. Brian's humble in good way, so he's really Japanese. So,
Pretending.
yeah. Yeah, he really loves Japan and the culture. So, and he can blend the Japanese and out of this country culture, and so he's someone I completely rely on.
So, having served as CEO before, the process of choosing your EXO is a very, very big decision.
Yeah.
So it's I've kind of likened it to like whenever you're gonna go to your senior prom in high school, you have to ask that one person like, who do I ask? Or I don't think it's quite so much on the level of asking someone to marry you, but it's definitely prom level for sure.
Definitely. Yeah, actually, just to jump in on that point, when Kento wanted to step aside, to help out with his family, and I then put my hand up to be CO, and then I needed an XO, and I went to Kento right away. I need help. I need to find somebody who can help me, and then he helped choose the XO at the time. Sadly, that member has passed away about 2 years ago. Sorry, last year. Sorry, passed away last year. And then there was, we needed someone to step up. I didn't want to put pressure on Kento to be EXO again because I know he has family needs and things to take care of. But he valiantly stepped up to the plate as always. So I'm thankful that I have him, and I feel like he's not just EXO. He kind of like we're co-CO leading the unit. So yeah.
That's great,
And when you
Brian.
find that trusted advisor, that's very important.
So Kento, this food pantry program is such a unique program that you've kind of stood up to support the community and incorporate the 501st and your passion for that. How did that idea first kind of come to you? Why did you end up focusing specifically on the food side of things? Like, where did that inspiration come, and where do you want to see it go in the future?
Mhm. I'm not sure how I can explain it uh, well, but I try. And after right after the COVID, there was no event around us. Now every event canceled. So I don't know, every connection was broke up. So I need to new the client and new event and the motivation. So I dig up some Instagram around my my city, and I found a temple who doing uh, food donation. In Japan, temple usually have some people like uh, people who own graveyard and give the temple some snacks and food,
Mm.
fruits.
Mhm.
But the few people in temple can't handle it. So not just waste the food, just donate to the community. So I contacted them. Then uh, they introduced me to the pantry organization. Then the pantry organizers explained me there's many children show up, and so if Star Wars characters around there, people will be happy. The the food pantry is just not just a charity, and uh, yeah, it's they want to create that community, make like more like a junction of the uh, community, not just a food pantry. The
Mhm.
ch children come to learn something and just chill out in that space too. So this sounds great for us, the 501st, and
Yeah.
we can show up and play with kids. So yeah, so
Yeah.
right after that, that become my my regular event every month.
Yeah. That's great. That's fantastic. And I mean, that's the spirit of what we do, right? It's
Yeah.
we use the power of this amazing universe that was created for, whoa, I
Mm.
don't know why I just zoomed in like
Yeah.
that. This amazing universe to
Mm.
draw people into these organizations and to make them happy and to help us fulfill upon charity. So,
Mm.
thank you for bringing that to life over there.
Mm.
Brian, you mentioned as well in your nomination that Kento does a lot of things behind the scenes to help other members within your garrison. Do you want to share any particular examples, around something that he's done that really imbues what he's doing from a charitable perspective as well?
Yeah, you just on the member like help level, like he's always looking out for people, especially when we have new potential people would like to join. He's there supporting them. There's yeah, there's just so much. Like again, it's like week by week, there's something that'll come up and Kento's on it. He's just always available for everybody. And also people trust Kento quite a lot, and it also I think although I do speak Japanese, I think sometimes people feel more comfortable speaking with Kento in Japanese, and so he is kind of like a good center core for our unit. So people come to him and speak with him, and and I think yeah, he's kind of like yeah, kind of like the center of our wheel in some way. But yeah, I can know, there's so many examples when it comes to design stuff as well. People come to him and they need a hand. But he's just always willing to give his time. And it's any time of the day he'll jump up and do what he needs to do. Um, but yeah, so that's kind of how Kento is, so we could always, rely on him for anything.
I think we all know that person that you just feel comfortable talking to them, whether it's with your job, whether it's in the 501st, whether it's in your family, just that one person you can go to, and they're going to have that sympathetic ear, if you want to say it that way. They're going to listen to you.
Yeah, Kento's definitely that person. So
go for it, Matt.
Go ahead, AP.
No, I was going to say, I'm the charity officer for the Northeast Remnant, or the co-charity officer for the Northeast Remnant here in New Jersey, in the U.S. And we're all very passionate about finding those opportunities within our community. As someone, Kento and Brian, from a support perspective and building this up with the food pantry, what kind of advice do you have for other garrisons out there to identify these opportunities, or to reach out to their community members or leaders or nonprofits to start the conversation to find ways for us to get involved? Like usually we're the recipients of a phone call. Hey, I'm doing this cancer walk. Can you guys come and generate support? How do we be more proactive, and what's your advice there?
you want to go for Kento?
Yeah.
Go
See,
ahead,
we ask
Brian.
the hard-hitting
Yeah,
questions
you
here.
go first.
You want me to go first?
Yeah, please.
Yeah. I mean, again, it's also cultural too, because here in Japan, approaching places sometimes isn't as easy as it would be maybe for myself back home to approach someplace. Something it's through a connection that's, a person that might be able to, through a trustworthy person that might be able to connect you to someone deeper into that organization and where they'll take you serious. There's been many occasions where I've gone into places or contacted people and they just don't understand what we do 100%. So there's a little bit of a kind of like a little bit of a dance of whether they're going to respond or not. But I think like if I would say advice is just be persistent in a very kind way, obviously. Just keep reminding. Sometimes it's a second or third visit that really, really makes a difference. I've been turned down on the spot a few times, like we're not interested, thank you. But I think like in Kento's case, it's really just those little incremental meetings with people, showing them what we do, and just, taking it easy, taking it slow. Sometimes that relationship could take months, could take years to build up, and then it becomes something. So I would say don't give up on the first try. Definitely, go back, see what you can do. Maybe talk to a different person. Sometimes it's just a different person in that organization that will give you the time of day, and have materials ready, have photos ready, have links ready to show them what we do. And that makes, easier to draw the picture for them, and then they can consider having us.
Love that.
It's finding that Star Wars fan.
Yeah.
So which one's a Star Wars fan? We'll talk to him.
That's very true. Yes. Hinton, did you want to add anything for the pension?
Yeah. Almost same as Brian said. Just Brian said, people cannot understand how much we explain well. So find one client and show how we active, how we do activity. Then right after they understand, the more requests will come.
Yeah, love that.
Eventually, yeah.
And you're right, Matt. Find that Star Wars fan in the group.
Exactly.
That'll open the door for sure. Yeah, nice. Thank you, guys.
Like word of mouth. And just going back when you're saying about what Kento does for charity stuff, I didn't. Of course, I'm just going through all those things in my head. He works a lot with Relay for Life. We here in Japan. He's always contacting with them. He even appeared at one of their kind of receptions that they have done to say thank you back to all the sponsors and clubs that come and help them out. So again, on the back end, he's always there. He's communicating with all these people. So I just wanted to add that in there because, yeah, just popped in my head.
Nice. That's great.
And so, Kento, I have two questions for you. Do you have a favorite troop and a most memorable troop? So those aren't always the same troop. So can you
Yeah.
think of one?
Yeah. Favorite troop is which one? One is local food pantry events is my favorite so far. And memorable, the celebration Japan was definitely massive milestone event, but honestly, the preparation and the event itself was so intense, but that I barely remember what actually happened.
It's all a blur.
Yeah. Like a blink
Yeah.
done. So looking at the other event, the Sinulog Festival Parade in Cebu, Philippines, was my first international troop in my Legion life. The very special event. So many members from different units, from mostly Asia, and people gathered and spent whole week together. Then I learned so much about their amazing hospitality and just how strong the global Fiber First community really is. And there is a beautiful twist to that story. I I made wish to Santo Nino, the boy, the Holy Child Jesus, who is a heart of the festival. And shortly after, my wife and I were blessed with our daughter. So
Very
it
nice.
it was definitely unforgettable.
Oh, that's wonderful. That's wonderful.
That's great. I've trooped with other garrisons in the U.S. I have not done. I've met other members from international garrisons. I have not yet trooped internationally, though. Every time that we've been traveling, I've got a chance to meet other people that it's just timing does not work out. But that's really cool. So that's on my bucket list of things to do.
Yeah.
Always welcome here. Please come.
Yes.
I've been to Japan a few times, but I've seen the airport. It's very nice. One of these times we will make it out of the airport, though.
Nice. Yeah, definitely on my bucket list as well. I wish I had made it to Celebration Japan, but it just wasn't in the cards. Are either of you able to come and join us over here in Los Angeles in 2027? I know we're a little bit ways out.
Unfortunately, I work at a school here, and
Ah,
when the school starts, the Japanese school calendar begins on April 1st.
oh, no kidding.
So I've already approached my school and asked, and I said, would it be possible? And they're like, no. So I was like, okay.
Yeah.
But who knows? I could be sick, for the first
Yeah.
day of the school magically somehow. So we'll see. Yeah, not at the moment. No plan to come, unfortunately.
Gotcha. Uh, I know we have a hard stop here, but I did have some lightning round questions that I pulled up. Matt, I know this is a little surprise because I didn't share this with you beforehand.
Go
You all
for it.
cool if we did some lightning round questions to both Brian and Kento? All right, so I'll ask you both the question. It's just five of them. Think fast. They're all Star Wars related. Nothing pressing or crazy. All right. So, Kento, what's your favorite Star Wars movie?
ESV.
Nice, Brian.
Episode 4.
All right, cool. If you could own,
Kento wins on that one. He has the correct answer, but Brian, you're not too far off, so you get partial credit.
Come on, it started it all. Come on.
this is not going to be controversial, Matt. Okay. All right. If you could own one Star Wars vehicle, what would it be, Kento?
Straight one.
Oh, nice. Yeah, Brian.
AT-AT.
Oh, yeah. Now that'd be fun to take to school. You will do your homework. All right. Which Star Wars planet would you want to live on?
I hear Mustafar is very pleasant this time of year.
If you want to work on your tan.
Feels like Mustafar here.
Yeah.
Uh,
There's so many to
ca
choose what.
yeah, Kasich.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
the
Yeah.
Wookiees. Nice.
Yep. There you go. Get the water, get the trees.
I'd like a treehouse.
Yes,
Yep.
yes, yes.
I'm gonna go with the Moon of Endor.
Oh, okay.
More
All
tree
right.
houses.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're a camping bunch here. I dig it. Okay.
I like big trees, yes.
All right. Kento, if you could spend one day with any Star Wars character, who would it be?
Grogu.
Ooh, nice. Okay. Brian?
Probably Boba Fett.
Oh, very fun. Would you go on a
Ooh.
mission with him or something? You just want to chill out
Yeah,
at a cantina? Okay, very cool.
As long as there's no bounty on you.
that's true, yes.
We have no puck for Brian. All right, and the last one, Kento, what's one Star Wars prop or costume that you wish you owned?
uh, Darth Vader's lightsaber.
Ooh, nice. And Brian?
I would say which I wish I owned, but actually I got it. Can I show
Nice.
it to you?
Yeah,
By all
please.
means, please. That's
Hold on.
required.
This has been a holy grail of mine for a long time. It's not exactly what I want, but it's close enough. So I don't know if you know what this is.
Is that a TIE control console?
No, well, this is the radio that's on the backpack of a sand trooper.
Ah,
Before. It's not
nice.
the exact Sonic's model, but it's the
Yeah,
North Star. So, but same make, pretty much same thing. So
that's awesome.
yeah, I finally got one. That's like my holy grail. So at the
Love it.
moment.
Fantastic, fantastic. All right, that was the lightning round questions. That was kind of fun. You get to know a little bit more about y'all. So thanks for playing. There's no prizes, unfortunately.
That's it.
Mhm.
Maybe total consciousness on your deathbed.
Yeah. Nice.
So,
All
but
right.
gentlemen, thank you very much for your time. This has been great. Kento, again, congratulations. And
Thank you.
Brian, congratulations on your winning the award in the past as well. And congratulations to both you for Crew of the Quarter and the rest of the group that helped with celebration over there. That was great.
Thank you.
So,
It's a pleasure.
Thanks, guys.
now on to Mikey for the honorary members.
This is ID 81117 of the Southern California Garrison, and you're listening to the 501st Cast.
Our first honorary member is Helen Sadler. She has some amazing credits for Star Wars, going back to a voice actor, and she's an actor on multiple Star Wars projects since 2011. From The Bad Batch, Ahsoka, Kenobi, Galaxy's Edge, Lego Star Wars Rey, you name it, this spectacular woman is everywhere. The inducting unit was the Badlands Garrison from Saskatchewan, the Saskatchewan crew, and sponsored TK41307 and TK23108 were the ones who went ahead and got her approved as a honorary member at PopCon May 2nd and 3rd at Saskatoon, Canada. The excitement was high as we had the honor of welcoming Helen not only to their borders for her first ever convention journey into Canada, but escorting her to her panel, and our folks having the opportunity to moderate her panel was a lovely moment for the members of the Providence. The next day saw a visit to their booth where we had executed the induction. Helen engaged us all with a great visit and deep, witty conversation. It was an honor to welcome this incredibly talented woman to our Star Wars families.
Thanks for that, Mikey. I'm gonna butcher up some French here now. So the next honorary member induction was Renaud Rocher. This happened on May 30th. It was sponsored by TB 29776 from the Fan Wars Belgian, Fan Wars Garrison Belgian, and it was the 20th anniversary celebration on May 30th. The members of the Fan Wars Garrison Belgian had the honor and privilege to induct Renaud Rocher as an honorary member of the 501st Legion during the celebration of their garrison's 20th anniversary. Renaud Rocher was a French illustrator, graphic designer, and co-author of the acclaimed graphic novel Lucas Wars. I'm not going to try French. That's really bad. Which explores the creation and legacy of the Star Wars saga through extensive research and interviews. Through his work, he has helped preserve and share the history and spirit of Star Wars with fans around the world. As part of the special anniversary event, Fan Wars Garrison Belgian recognized his contribution to the Star Wars community and his dedication to promoting the saga and its rich heritage. Renault was both surprised and honored to receive the distinction and expressed his sincere gratitude to the members of the 501st Legion. Congratulations and welcome to the 501st honorary members, Renault.
I'm ST-1187-1 from the Northeast Remnant Garrison, and you're listening to the 501st Cast.
Topic of the day. How did you celebrate May the 4th? Matt, how did you celebrate May the 4th this year?
So it was a rip-roaring weekend for me that in Pittsburgh, the Pittsburgh Symphony Orchestra had a Star Wars weekend that they were showing the which movie was it? I didn't have to stay for the movie, but they were showing one of the Star Wars movies with the orchestra accompanying it, playing the music live. And so it was Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And I was able to do it both on Friday night and Sunday night. The Saturday was full and, other people filled in, but there were enough openings on Friday and Sunday. So I signed up for those. And then on Monday, Carnegie Mellon University, so CMU, they had a robotics, I think it was like a Lego robotics exhibit. And I teach in college, and that was finals week. I didn't have to give a final until like 8:00 that night on May the 4th. So I had all day to spend. So I went up to Pittsburgh, got to troop this event with another gentleman. And so that was it. I was trooping all weekend. I was going to do something for Free Comic Book Day, but 6-year-old baseball got in the way. So, I'm kind of the coach of the team too. So I couldn't just sorry, kids, you're on your own. So what about you guys?
Well, I trooped on May the 4th. Yeah, so I trooped on May the 4th. I went to work, and then after work, went down and met up with quite a few people of the Bluegrass Garrison. And we have a local outdoor amphitheater by one of the parks. So it's called Iroquois Amphitheater. So it was great. We were out there, and they were showing Rogue One.
Nice.
And it was really fun. It was really fun because we've done this before where they've shown Star Wars films there, like they've had licensing to do that, and it's really just a great experience where we have it's a community based everything. It's an event, it's free, no one has to pay to see the film. They have vendors there and stuff like that for snacks and whatnot, but as people are walking up to come in, and then they see a bunch of stormtroopers, and we had a Princess Leia there. We had Rebel Legion and Mando Mercs and Sith Dynasty, which is one of our other Star Wars groups here in Kentucky. We had members from all the different clubs out there, and it was so much fun. People coming up, they're like, "Oh my god!" It's one of those things where you don't know what to. People don't know what to expect sometimes. When we're just there, we're outside the venue, like we're not in the theater, but we're just outside, and as people walk up to take photos and whatnot, and just kind of help share Star Wars on May the 4th and everything. And it was always fun, like there's you see some of that trepidation of people coming in, and this is where I know when we talked about having microphones, I thought it's so important that we're able to talk to people because people are coming up like, "Can I get a photo?" We're like, "Of course, come get a photo with us!" Like we're always excited to have people come up, and this is where I'll get to ham on and be like, "Hey, I bet this person likes Star Wars. Come on up!" And they're just they're so excited, and they love to hold the blasters and hold the lightsabers and all the different things from the different characters and get pictures. And I know we were tagged in quite a few social media posts from that night, which was pretty fun. But yeah, it was overall it was a good night. I stayed for part of the film. I had to get home. My wife said, "Hey, are you gonna help with the putting the kids to bed?" I said, "I'll be there soon." So afterwards, I watched probably half the film, and then I ended up watching the rest of it at home. But it was good.
Yeah, I think now that my memory's kicking in, I think May the 4th is when I got to see those first 20 minutes of Mando. So because there was no troops nearby where I was living. I had to work, so I was like, I can at least get to that. But at my job, I'm a middle school teacher. The Friday before, my news crew, they all had Mando. I built them all Mando armor, and they did a whole May the 4th news episode. So the weather was Star Wars based, everything was Star Wars based, and normally we do it live. We pre-recorded it Friday so they could play it for the school on May the 4th. And I usually get about 7 or 8 phone calls every year if I can wear my armor to some teacher's class, them not thinking that I also have to teach as well. But Usually there's some other like, can you come to my school? I'm like, I'm working too, So, but yeah, it was fun. It sounded like everyone had a good May the 4th. Maybe we didn't get any messages because everyone was busy doing May the 4th stuff.
Well, I figured they did the normal thing of you set up your saber tree and you gather around and you sing the Imperial March.
Yes,
yeah.
Yes. Well, I used to have a poster in my classroom. The only holidays celebrated in my classroom, and it was like May the 1st, 501st Day, May the 4th, Revenge of the 5th, Revenge of the 6th, and then George Lucas's birthday. That's what I used to have hanging in my class.
Well, you have to remember all the anniversaries, which are also in May for A New Hope and Empire Strikes Back, and all the other films that have come out in May. So yeah,
soon it's going to be the whole month of May. I mean,
it is Star Wars month. That's what it is.
I was going to say that they let me take my school picture one year with my TK bucket on. Like in the yearbook, I'm sitting there with my TK bucket on.
That's great.
So
I love that. Sounds like we all had a great time. So let's move on to mission reports.
Mission reports.
All right, this first mission report comes from the Mayan Garrison. On May 1st through the 3rd, 2026, members of the Mayan Garrison spent the weekend at the Lego store at the Galerías Mall in Mérida, Yucatan, Mexico. The weekend was a complete success with hundreds of photos being taken by amazed shoppers. Almost 20 troopers attended the event across all 3 days. Great job, troopers, and thank you to TI7565 for the report.
And our next one comes from ID 42061 from Garrison, Karelia. Garrison, Karelia descended upon Charlestown in West Virginia Special Olympics Summer Games on Saturday, June 6th and Sunday, June 7th. We roamed the stadium, greeted athletes, posed with pictures, passed out cards, and even tried our hand at some of the competitions, like bocce ball. The athletes know us from past Olympic Games, so it was more of a reunion than a new experience, but that doesn't lessen the enthusiasm that we were met with. We were greeted as if we were everyone's best friend. On Saturday, one of the athletes asked to meet Darth Vader, who did not attend that day. The Dark Lord of the Sith did not disappoint, making an appearance Sunday. He even stayed a bit longer than planned to meet the enthusiastic athlete after she completed her competition.
Well, job by Lord Vader there.
Yes.
So we have two from Starkiller Garrison. First one is submitted by CT45774. On Sunday, June 14th, a small but mighty force attended the Wheels, Wings, and Wishes car show in Moon. Yes, there's a township called Moon in western Pennsylvania to raise money for Make-A-Wish. Less than 20 seconds after we emerged from the changing room, we were waved over for our first picture. That set the tone for the day. We posed for pictures and gave out cards to nearly every kid there, including a few who were Make-A-Wish kids. We also posed for pictures with some amazing cars, including a 1965 Ford Mustang, a few Shelby Cobras, a Lamborghini, and an iridescent pink BMW, mostly at the request of the car owners. We even got to greet some special needs individuals who were very happy to see us. So, hooray for doing stuff for Make-A-Wish. And I think we need to get some of those vehicles for the Empire to drive around a little bit more. Or vehicles based on that? I don't know, just personal opinion.
I think the car in Solo was based on an old Ford Falcon at the beginning, that speeder, as an homage to Harrison Ford, and it did have a dashboard like a Ford Falcon.
What was that from American Graffiti that he drove?
He didn't drive. He drove a 55 Chevy in American Graffiti, but the Ford Falcon, that car is very reminiscent. I only know that because growing up, we had an old Ford Falcon in my backyard as a jungle gym.
Oh, wow. And George Lucas, he was a car guy growing up in Southern California.
Yeah.
That's why I did American Graffiti. So, second one, this one was submitted by TK66822 from Starkiller Garrison, and photos submitted by TK2066, our good friend Anthony. He's been a contributor a few times. So this was the Mandalorian and Grogu troop that was at a drive-in theater in Butler, PA. So this was on Friday night, May 22nd. So he goes that this troop was wet but fun, cold but cool, and the few showed up, but the ones who did were worth it. We started out in centered ourselves in the concession stand building where there was plenty of room to troop. Changing one of the smaller offices, well, super small offices, was a whole other tricky ordeal. But 3 of the costume troopers made it with their trusty handler's help. We managed to have good interactions with the customers of the theater, both young and old. We also had lots of fun with the staff in the concession stand. Our host was gracious and grateful for our support. Good troop had by all. So this was the ones I did not go to. Again, there were a few I could have done. I chose for the drier, more indoor one. So special applause for those who brave the weather out there. So, and everyone else out there, please don't forget, folks, to add your mission reports to the 501st forums. We would love to share the amazing things that our garrisons are doing each month.
This is BH71689, representing the Northeast Remnant Garrison. You are listening to the 501st Cast.
So this episode is dedicated to the member memorials, and we have a bunch this episode. So if you get a chance, check out and read up on them on the forums. But we have Willis Saya SL9746 of the Singapore Garrison. We have Luwin Lee TR 4663 of the Singapore Garrison. Rayla Montez, I'm bad with it, I'm sorry, but it's TI 31806 of the Philippine Garrison. Matthew Dunlap SL 41772 of the Northeast Remnant Garrison, and Maria Bella Azarita SL 19355 of Garrison Excelsior. So check out the Legionnaires in the forums if you want to read more about them. But everyone had great things to say about all of these, and they will be missed. So buckets off troopers, and to their families and friends, we solemnly enter their names in the Hall of Eternal Legionnaires.
This is Hunter Smoke, CC 81419 from Northern Darkness Garrison, and you're listening to the 501st Cast.
Now it's time for our shout-outs. So a special mention to all the members who have submitted mission reports, emails, photos, and more.
All right, and we want to hear from you. Send us your ideas for topics that you want to hear about, interview suggestions, or even just your well wishes. For now, help us kick off our next episode by answering the following question. What is the one word or phrase that describes the 501st to you, and why? So email us, call us, or message us. Write to us at podcast@501st.com. Use country code 1 to leave us a voicemail at 1-551-501-TALK or 1-551-501-8255. You can also message us on Facebook at facebook.com/the501stcast. All of these can be found on our home on the web at 501stcast.com.
And that wraps it up for this episode of the 501st Cast. I'm Matt Schraeder, TB99920 from Starkiller Garrison.
I'm Mikey Bouchereau, TB60614 from the Bluegrass Garrison.
And I'm Mike Hinton, TK5351 from Garrison Carida. And until next time, keep your armors clean, your blasters charged, and remember, we're the bad guys doing good. Thanks for tuning in.
And for our disclaimer, the 501st Legion is a worldwide Star Wars costuming organization comprised of and operated by Star Wars fans. While it is not sponsored by Lucasfilm Limited, it follows generally accepted ground rules for Star Wars fan groups. Star Wars, its characters, costumes, and all associated items are the intellectual property of Lucasfilm. Copyright and trademark Lucasfilm Limited. All rights reserved. Used under authorization. Please don't sue us.
May the Force be with you.